And so could we all welcome Patricia Mason-Martin.
Thank you to the National Beat Poetry Foundation for the honor of naming me the State of Connecticut Beat Poet Laureate. It still kind of blows me away. I'm from Darien. I have no beat or funk in my body, so it's kind of a nice surprise. And it's nice to be surrounded by so many other goddesses, males and females. When I was preparing to read today, it's always kind of fun to go through your stuff and revisit, some old friends. And I don't know why, but I was surprised there were so many pieces that were female-oriented. I guess it shouldn't be a shock, but so I had kind of fun trying to pick some out, so I'll read you a medley. Okay, the first one I think is appropriate. I wrote it for a goddess festival in Woodstock, actually, based on where I used to live, based on a healing I had with a woman who channels high-level energy and goddess energy. And it's called, and she was experimenting on me, so it was really fun. It's called The Goddess Speaks Through the Healer. The healer introduced me to Shirenzig, a most revered bodhisattva as a Terra deity, angelic and Christ-like, the holiest of holies, goddess of unbridled compassion, endless infinite love, with many arms eternally reaching out to embrace, enfolding without judgment, radiating the bright, limitless golden light of benevolence. Who wouldn't fall for that? The healer swayed, chanting Shirenzig's song, Om Mani Padme Hum, over and over again. Om Mani Padme Hum. Carefully waving hands over my body, performing a sacred energy dance, healing the unspeakable, healing the unspoken wounds buried deep within my being, repairing the ancient tear, the slicing rip in my aura field, making me complete and whole once again. It was now time to release and heal the entombed heart from its steely trap of protection. It had valiantly fended off the onslaught of invasions, but the defender had become the prisoner, trapped within my being. And the healer knew it was time to unlock the bars, open me back up, and set my spirit free. Sweet Savior Shirenzig anointed my energy, consoled my soul, speaking through the healer, reassuring me I am, once again, as always, whole and beloved in the eyes of the goddess, as it was in the beginning and will be evermore. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. That's a true story. I have some other true stories that I'd like to share. I actually had experienced 2 bouts of something known as taketsubo, or taketsubo, which means lobster trap in Japanese, because it affects the heart, all the chambers of the heart, and the lobster trap has a lot of chambers in it. And it's not a heart attack, it's stress-induced cardiomyopathy, which is caused by stress, not released, like holding it in. And it affects mostly women. And I'm going to write about it because a lot of women don't know about it. And it's also known as broken heart syndrome. And when Carrie Fisher died, they said Debbie Reynolds died of a broken heart. And I suspect that the shock of the death of her daughter caused Takotsubo. So this is the first time I had it, which was 10 years ago. You think I would learn? It's called How Do I Trust the Heart Again? It has turned on me in a most unexpected way, one that sent me strapped into an ambulance to a place with curtains and machines and needles, a place with men and women wearing white coats, carrying clipboards, wheeling computers, using strange apparatuses, a place of beeps and charts and graphs, a place of no sleep where I can hear the squish, squish, squishing sound of liquid life coursing through my body as I watch the jagged green pattern dancing across the monitor, wondering what the steps mean. How do I trust my heart again when there was no warning and the pain wasn't so awful? But the urgency imposed, me with no preparation, not even a toothbrush, stripped and wearing the standard, barely modest garb. Such an ugly and odd uniform, really. But there I am, all wired up right smack dab in the middle of the hustle and bustle, commenting that drugs can be your friend, as I am wheeled off for a procedure I cannot even begin to wrap my head around before dawn has broken. And just in case they need access, they have shaved my private sacred mound, the slice of hair and hairlessness perfectly symmetrical, like yin and yang without the yang. And I notice it resembles one of those bakery black and white cookies, which amuses me, but not really. After much testing and retesting, after my heart has faded to 35% working order, they tell me that I am not in a risk category, that I do not fit a profile, and that I am experiencing, in a word, Takotsubo, which means octopus trap in Japanese, and is a condition also known as broken heart syndrome, a condition that women experience due to stress. I understand. I know about broken hearts. I know about relationships that disappoint and prove to be unworthy. I've paid the emotional price more times than I care to remember. So after all this, how do I trust the heart again? Dare I trust my heart again? I thought not until I experienced Takotsubo, and a man stepped forward, awakening love, opening my heart, so I could move on. But I didn't learn. Thank you. Stress is bad, Dad. I'm trying to bone up on my meditation and breath work. Anyway, so this I wrote after the last episode I had, which was after a poetry reading. And the pain was familiar, and I went, I recognize this. I better get me to the emergency room. And so I kind of sat with it a while, and it's like, okay, here I am again. Why am I here again? I shouldn't be here again. And so I ended up writing this poem, more optimistic. It's called Last Rose. I saw the last rose of summer still flourishing in Vermont, bright, alive, vital, even in late October, defiant beauty, brilliant ruby rose, petals perfect, swaying, standing strong in the bitter autumn wind, showing me, telling me I can do this too. My heart the same shade of living red, my spirit the same vibrancy, showing me that I am a survivor too, that my heart will grow strong again. And so I hold the rose dear in my memory, close to my heart. When the war in the Ukraine broke out, there was this picture that totally moved me. because the Polish women right over the border had gotten a bunch of strollers and lined them up at a train station filled with things that a baby would need, so that when the refugees came, they would have something. I know I'm gonna try not to cry. And it was in black and white, which made it even like more gripping. Ukraine mothers, all mothers. Raw instinct, naturally fierce, stroking the soft, sweet cheek of their child, cloaking them from wind and rain, dodging bullets and bombs. Mothers would fearlessly confront a pouncing tiger, throw themselves in front of an attacking tank, shield their newborn when havoc and mayhem are shrieking all around them, hunkering in makeshift bunkers, taking the brunt, facing the horror of it all, to protect the precious new life that softly, slowly grew inside them, flourished in the warm ocean of their womb, forever attached, breathing as one, yet separate as the flailing arms and kicks to the belly that yearned for, fought for, demanded the ultimate freedom of gulping air. For birth is a force of nature. Life is insistent and will not be denied, even in the face of war and a mother's tear-stained face. Let's see. Okay, that's a spring one. I'll send that to you.
Yeah.
I wrote this as kind of a sort of a battle cry that's going to be a song for a project that I'm working on with a friend of mine in Brooklyn. It's going to actually probably be a movement. And there'll be some people who don't like it, and that's okay, because I don't like them. Yeah. And the project's called Read My Lips. There'll be more information on that later. We'll have a website called readourlips.com. And it's really to speak out against any kind of assault or violence or abuse. Of course, with men too, but women seem to experience it a lot more. So it's called Read My Lips. Hear me now. I am not your sweetie, your honey, your doll. I am not your darling, your babe, or your baby. I am not that numb, dumb plaything you want so bad. Read my lips. You better hear this. I own my body. I own my soul. I own my place in this world. You cannot control me. You cannot break me. You cannot take me where I do not want to go. Read my lips, read our lips as we rise up together in sister solidarity. We own our place in this world. You cannot control us. You cannot break us. You cannot take us where we do not want to go. You better read our lips. We will not stop talking, screaming, sharing, healing for you or anyone else. No, the tyranny ends right now. Lips speaking loud and clear, right now, right here. You better listen up. We've had enough. And I'll do one very short one that's actually visual, but I can describe it to you. It's the last poem in my collection of poetry. And it's called Hymn, Hymn. Love him, Him. Love her, Her. Love him, Hymn. Love her, Lover. Share the love. Thank you so much.